Хе-хе, всем привет, народ, с вами Херон, и сегодня мы продолжаем бродить по Сумеру. Да, идем открывать... Ну, что мы будем открывать? Да ничего мы открывать не будем, мы просто мандруем вперед и все. Что это такое? Главный вопрос. Что это? А, блин, сейчас, минутку. Забыл поменять вентиля на Итера. Он, по сути, бесполезный, Итера. Ну, бля, ладно. Пусть будет. Девка. Девки нам не нужны. По пути я ничего не собираю, потому что... С кем надо разговаривать? Короче, ничего не собираю. Потому что потом это мне усложнит просто задачу. То бишь, единственное, что я могу собрать по пути... Блять, мясо чертово. О, 3 куска. Это вот такие вот зоны зачищать и еще что-то. А где? А где? А. Так. 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 Где последний? То летающая херня, то не та херня. Вот она. Прекрасно. А, я чуточку того. Да, ёп. Прощай, опухоль. Где мой сундук? В смысле, без сундука? В прошлый раз сундук давали, я против такого. Или это на толку? И смысл я это чистил? Что же это такое? Про всего несколько дней здесь уже новая зона увядания появилась, да еще и прямо возле дороги. А то, что я ее зачистил только что, не? А где мышка? Вот. На второй экран вылетела. Так, как бы то ни было, нужно зафиксировать ее расположение, радиус распространения. Как доберемся до деревни Вимара, я сразу отправлюсь в Гандхарву, доложу Технари, прошу его о помощи. Короче, я понял, я зачистил и потом только взялся этот чертов квест. Да. О, прекрасно. Излагайте же свою волю. Да. Сезон да, если было проще, хоть я с вами не очень знаком, эту проблему легко решить. Странные существа. Да. А, это за этих, которые, ну, соседи. Грибосвинь. Да. Чисто рандомный, закрытый. Нет, не закрытый. Хрен с ним. Ты кто? Ебать, взрослый Итер. А, не, показалось. Так, вы уж извиняйте, но я за вашей фигней это и потом скажу. Мне сейчас не до вас. Если вы, конечно, не против, а я думаю, вы не против. Блять, затянуло. Дедушка Амадия, я вернулась. Да-да. Так, ля-ля-ля. Лишь чтобы тигрята могли играть там безопасно. И сейчас там творится непонятно что. Что за тигрята? Ой. Поручитель Альфонсо об охране Аврелия, охране и по периметру. По описанию похоже на капусту. Ясно, ясно, все, ее секреты меня не интересуют. Пошлите по сюжету, пожалуйста. Да иди ты. Ах, где настройки? Звук, музыка. Пусть будет 6. Давай уже. Идите за раной, блин. Эта рана слишком долго ковыляет. Надо было валить, пока был шанс, так нет. Они мне очень повлияют. Альфонс чуть ли не самый надежный человек во всей деревне. Все шутки шутишь, да-да-да. Спасибо за помощь. Эй, фонтейн это где? Свяжитесь с шерифом, блядь. Да-да. Так, все, хватит. Хватит. Я не буду это сейчас делать. Я и хочу сюжет. Хочу сюжета, нету, блядь. Сука. А вот и дети. Ой. Тоже серебряный. Боже, я вот замечаю, что последнее время блять, большая часть серии это не битвы там или какие-то мои действия. А, блять, просто вот эти вот разговоры и катсцены. Не буду я их искать, идите в баню. Так, активировать, пожалуй. Кстати. Узенько, конечно, но сойдет. Блин, может зачистить тут по пути. Ладно. Уговорил я сам себя.
Right now, right here, right now. I'm always watching. Right here, emerge, right now.
Ты что, самый живучий или под ульту не попал? Я не понял.
Better than nothing.
Блин, я вижу еще рядом этот есть. Где я? Где-то наверху. Ладно, хрен с ним. Наверху я не буду сейчас лезть. Слишком далеко. О. А вот это надо. Это по любе надо. Это прям нельзя пропускать. Ёб твою. Ну тебя. Так, ну если я уж здесь, где там эта штука была. Ой, прекрасно. Еще босс. Ебать, сколько тут боссов. Дракон вечных бедствий. О, рыбаки. Там еще есть. Ой, случайно. Ай, ладно. Так, а где это будет? Где-то в этой стороне был. Она же где-то тут была, алё. На горке. Ты ж не мог перепутать. А, вон. Ай. Потом вернусь. Стоп. Это Аня. Меня даже не пустила к этой штуке. Все, теперь можем пойти. Та-та-та-та. Едем мы, ебеня. Отлично. И по съемам. О. Добрый вечер. А что это там такое? А что это у нас такое? Это рыба особая или что? Так, ну, поскольку я не любитель рыбалки, просто вот так вот позначу. Все. Типа, рыбные места я себе отмечаю, но я никогда не ловлю рыбу. Кстати, а что тут эти продают? Может тут что-то полезное за рыбу можно получить? На день. О, ты? Да нет. Он. Так, то, что рыбалка, это мой расчет. Я понял. Так, сахарная наживка. Кстати, нет, такая. Чертеж декора. Удача. Понятно. Что? То бишь, вы серьезно, да? Он, кстати, для вентиля, мне кажется. Так, ну, кстати, не зря зашел. Наживка нужна. Может быть, кстати, ради лука этого и буду ловить. Если мне типа копье вообще нафиг не сдалось, то для вентиля, я думаю, можно и постараться. Так, тут уже буквально чуть-чуть осталось. Пусто, железо. А куда? А, под павильончик. Да, у них тут прикольные города. Чисто. Вместо крыши, блядь, натянули ковры. Там шо у них еще тут, блядь? Ну, дома простенькие, деревянные. Никто не мучается. Вот мы и приперли. А мне ж письмо никто не дал, да? Ну, рекомендательное. Или дали.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices
специи.
of the highest
Это
quality,
еда.
made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care?
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. Ooh. Look, we know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But, Osford told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos.
А это уже подозрительно. Это либо нас хотят подставить, то что академцы могут не любить, либо хотят, чтобы типа мы, как ученики академии, или кто там, блядь, студенты академии, мы типа подняли академии рейтинг, так сказать, репутацию.
Doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen? Well, given all the people that come through here,
Да, прикольная музыка. Не зря громче сделал.
Welcome.
hi there. We would like to ask you.
Of course, especially around this time of year. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the academia, let alone grad. Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the academia. They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better.
Those students seem to be.
Ну. Или за ТПшкой сбегать. А где она, кстати? Ща, минутку. Не хочу сюда бежать еще раз.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about King Deshred and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that?
Ein so good.
Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Akhmar.
Блин.
Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student,
теперь
deals
понятно.
can be made. I've heard that Ein El Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 mora, they'll give you info
Не,
on
полляма отдавать за какую-то херню я не готов.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for?
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge?
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? So, What's our plan?
Ну чё, пошли в таверну.
Didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us $500,000 more. Oh, all right. I'm never.
Не, ну а чё еще делать? Надеюсь, они, конечно, не спишутся с моего кармана. А то сколько у меня? Да, у меня 2 ляма и 240 тысяч. Терять не хочется. Такую великую сумму. В смысле? Так, что-то мне этот порт уже немножечко не нравится. Так сказать, разонравился к чертям собачьим. Это, блядь, многоуровневость. Вот в Рие я эту, блядь, многоуровневость вообще, блядь, ненавижу. В Надзуме она не так критична. Ну, то бишь, там она есть, но там на нее все равно. Там лестница, там можно везде пролезть. И, блядь, здесь опять начинается такое, что не пройдешь как надо, где надо. Где ты есть? Вижу. А, кстати, помню, я когда-то записывал какую-то херню по Геншину. А ты нас записывал? Там какую-то часть сюжета. Я там пока трендел, я не заметил 3 сундука. Ну, короче, пока я это все пересматриваю, эти 3 сундука заметил. На записи такой, о, можно вернуться. Потому что, в принципе, записывать Геншин есть как бы плюсы.
This is the place we heard those students talking about. Let's find a seat somewhere and sit.
Oh, you've arrived. Please take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Huh! Once we reclaim the power of King Deshret, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of Mora this time.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick Mora?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is King Deshret.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when King Deshret exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too.
Давайте. Напролом. Сразу вопросики такие. А чё почём?
What do you want? A student? What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
Действительно.
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Дайте ему 50 муры.
What is this? Some kind of joke?
Sorry, he must have grabbed the wrong amount. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Блять, ладно.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there.
Мужики, не дай бог вы меня обманули, я ж, сука, вернусь за всем вашим кланом, нахуй. Вам пизда будет.
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention King Deshret just now.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, as you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of King. Years ago, King Deshret founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was in it King Deshret was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted.
So, you?
Greater Lord Ruka Devata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed King Deshret's civilization. And furthermore, she conspired with the academia to cover up the truth of her actions and create the mercy. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. King Deshret isn't true. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, if what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of King Deshret. I don't have anything to say to you academia
Блять, надо было другое спрашивать.
I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Huh?
You again? Deranged academia.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory.
Так, ко мне ворвались, принесли что-то похожее на вкусняшку, а потом сказали фразу «Ешь ты первый, если все хорошо, мы потом тоже поедим». О, блядь, ладно, чуть позже.
Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this,
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he...
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It doesn't...
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough...
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Tibet. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened. Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos lighthouse.
Слышите, блядь, деньги гоните обратно, блядь. 500 тысяч и 50 мор.
Not so fast. First, you return
Вот.
500,000 more to them.
Сука, молодец. Ну, спасибо.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our
Ну, как бы да.
I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Блядь, предупредила, что горячо бы хотя бы. Типа снаружи, блядь, они такие нормальные, теплые, блядь, а внутри, сука, варенье. Минус язык. Бессовестная. Да, вот с ним надо поговорить. А потом я с той хомякой поговорю, блядь, которая мне это принесла. Аль-Хайтайм, блядь, шайтан, короче.
What do you want?
Спасибо за помощь.
No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them, since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end. All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must...
Who exactly are you two? And a student? Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business had nothing to do with your lie.
Huh? Oh, yeah! He's really strong. Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange?
He doesn't even have a vision.
Maybe not, but he can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking. Those hot-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting.
All right, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're, we'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant...
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was?
Все именно так.
Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it...
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen. This is what you've been looking for.
Да? Слышь ты, блядь, кудесник хуев, ты где это достал?
Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature
Бля, сразу аниме вспомнилось, хроники Акаши.
Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents.
Любой?
Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information.
That's a myth.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academy. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them, okay? Well, I think that about sums it up.
Ну?
Ah, so that's your with our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer. You're still resolved.
Да-да. Поперли. Не, блядь. Вы ищете то-то, то-то. Ты ему даешь описание, он такой хуяк из кармана. А она у меня есть? Я такой, нихуя. Не, ну реально, как? Нефрит просто валяется. Серьезно?
Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something. I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant.
О.
Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell.
Чисто родитель года заходит, спрашивает, ну что, ты еще не сдох? Заебись.
She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant. Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, you don't have... You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe client. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other trick...
Ну, погнали, значит.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd... I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her up.
What? We only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time!
That's true.
Да.
Have you two heard of Elemental Sight?
Вот это оно есть.
That's a surprise. Here are two knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with
У одной есть аура, у другой нет.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Rumor has has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when... That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password. And here is the more. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any more left over... Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been mantra...
Mantra?
Кто это?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. The mantra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two... Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me.
Викал. Мы зовем это фундук. Так, вот это надо прочитать. Купить несладкие фрукты Хара, попросить информатора отвезти вас в Дори. Ага. Так, фрукты Хара несладкие. Носить цветок скорби, хотите купить капсулу знаний, носить сумерскую розу, легальные продукты. Мышь, клиент. Тигр это матра. Мыши погрызли товар, товар распродан. Тигр, рижбалан погрыз товар, матра конфисковала. Упаковка в стиле Сумеру нужно немного товара, упаковка в стиле Портосмоса нужно много. Отзыв на комплимент про искусственного клиента, фрукты Хара, от которых кружится голова и шумит в ушах. Ага. Я, конечно, такой бред не запоминаю сразу, ну да ладно.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy?
Несладкие.
What a unique palette. We have unripe horror fruit.
Following the paper got us past the first...
Roanoke, these two want to buy unripe horror.
Got it. You two, please follow me. You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumeru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumeru rose means common merch.
Тихо, пойман.
No, look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
Ah, the warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me.
Ага, какой ты медленный. Ну серьезно, ну можно, ну чуточку быстрее.
Before I retrieve your products, I need to confirm. Please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our horror fruits were taken by mice.
Hold on. That's not right. Taken by...
I'm sorry. But as things currently stand, we won't be able to...
He's cautious of us. Let's take a closer look.
Before I retrieve your products, please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our horror fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be the first. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Так, блять, погоди. Да, пусть кружит голову так, чтобы аж в ушах шумело. Я не помню. Второе, наверное.
No, that's not it. The paper said that heat stroke is the answer to erudition.
Да ёб твою. Я такой бред запомнить не могу, погоди.
Before I please forgive me, but we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our horror fruits were taken by mice. Thanks. If better goods come in, you'll be... You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll make you dizzy?
Yep, that's the right answer. But Eating horror fruit.
Да,
Would
да,
you
да,
like your horror
пугаешь.
fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style?
Так, погоди. В стиле города Сумеру товару нужно немного, а осмос это много.
I'm guessing that you're going for a more traditional pack.
Wait a sec. Sumeru City style means we're only buying a few things. It won't take us.
Точно, она же жадная, блядь.
I'm sorry.
He's cautious of us. Let's take a close.
Фука.
Before I retrieve your
А зачем мне,
products,
допустим,
I need
миллион,
to
блядь, этих,
inform
блядь,
you.
бутылок знаний?
But we may not have sufficient stock for you today. Earlier, many of our horror fruits were taken by mice. You look like you have some skill. Why don't I pick out some fruits that'll...
Бредотень, блядь, все это...
Yep, that's the right answer. But eating horror fruit that makes your head and ears ring?
Would you like your horror fruits to be packaged in the Sumeru City or Port Ormos style? Wow, you two sure are generous customers. We'll be sure to package your products beautiful. Okay, everything has been confirmed. Miss Dory is waiting for you up at... Shoot, it's the mantra. Run!
What? The mantra? Where? I'll hate them said we're done for if they catch us. We gotta get out of here.
А он куда попер, блядь?
We don't know this area, so let's follow that informant.
Стой, блядь, ты покупателя забыл. Да, далеко мы убежали, конечно.
Look, he's over there.
Ладно, в принципе, прилично.
If you're hiding from the Rishbaland tiger, come this way.
Yeah.
Another password. Huh? Oh, that voice came from behind the building on the right.
Here, over here. You can stop running now.
А вот и это чудо. Электродори.
You were the one who was calling out to us just now. But, are we definitely gonna be safe here?
These two good customers wish to buy some horror fruit, Miss Dory. And if there's nothing else, I'll just excuse myself.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Понятно.
Huh? Wait, you're Dory? Paimon sure thought you'd look a whole lot.
Hey, what are you trying to say, Princess Pea-Brain? I can be scary enough when I need to be, believe you me. But it seems
Paimon
that you've
padła.
actually done pretty well so far. Not only did you manage to find the informant, your reactions were also pretty sharp.
Paimon's not sure if that's supposed to be a...
I can't risk doing business with people who start huffing and puffing after just a few paces. No matter how much more they might have. Not only... So that's why I prefer to have customers like you. It's your first time here, but don't worry. I won't ask too many questions. Even if you wish to buy enough, as long as you have lots of round, shiny Mora.
Очень понятно. Скрудж Макдак номер 2.
Ah, yes, of course, of course. Go ahead.
Wow, she has a trove of canned knowledge. Whew. She'd probably...
What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Don't worry, I'm not interested. Take this one, for example. An analysis of the sociological ideology and dialectics of the Hilichurls. Only 3 people.
Бля,
all of them
знать
have
язык
accepted,
Хиличурова, это, кстати,
making it
неплохо.
extremely rare.
Yeesh, who would want to be an expert?
Or how about the architectural styles and construction? With this one,
Бесполезно.
you can become an expert in historic architecture preservation.
Ooh, now
2 million Mora, and it's you. Whoa! Of course, you are free to pick whatever your heart's desire.
all right. Let's try the method that Al-Haytham mentioned.
Так, вот это, вот это, вот это.
We'll take these, please and thank...
My oh my, say, you are blessed with a taste for both the exquisite and the extravagant. Listen, I have a special offer for you two. If you spend just one
Да?
Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million! But all the canned knowledge we just bought is easily worth 500,000 mora. If we spend just a little, think about it. We've gone to all this trouble to get this canned knowledge. Aren't you even the least bit curious about how this whole canned knowledge thing works? We're talking instant knowledge here.
Ты чё, блядь, кролик подопытный, блядь?
Come on, come on! We still have around 100,000 of Alhaitham's mora left. So let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you.
Excellent. Then please. So
Hold on a second. Paimon thought we could choose whatever we wanted.
Oh, but my dear customer, the knowledge capsules over here are worth 1 million mora each.
Oh, Paimon has a bad feeling about this. Let's use Elemental Sight again to check these.
Не, тут все фигня.
What did you see? So they're all worth about the same amount?
Значит, не надо покупать.
Well, anyway, the mora's already been spent, so let's at least try to find something useful. Let Paimon take a look here. An introduction to traditional Sumeru brewing techniques.
Общий описание древних рук.
Brewing spices.
Техника фехтования.
Overview of ancient root. Not sure we'd ever find volumes 1 through 7, but at least this knowledge should be useful, right? Let's go with this. Dory, we'll take this one.
All right, very good. I'm expecting some new goods in the next couple days, so be sure to check back.
Принесите мору, и двери вам откроются.
Smoothly enough, let's head to Wakala Funduk and meet up with Alhaitham.
Штука полезная, но наверное. Да-да.
Hopefully now he'll find.
А еще можно?
Please.
Нет, нельзя. Жалко. Я бы купил, наверное, что-нибудь. Не, реально купил бы. Если бы эти знания реально передавались герою.
You two made it.
Whoa. There's so many people from the academia here. Why would you pick this place as our meetup spot?
Well, Wakela Funduk is under the Academia's control, so naturally the Academia...
You're a pretty daring guy.
Relax. No one here is interested in anything we say, and the Matcha won't come here.
Okay, we did what you asked. So, can you tell us about the...
Before that, I have to ask. Why are you two so intent on tracking it down?
Конечно, отвечу.
You don't have to answer, of course.
Yeah, he just wants to meet the God of Wisdom and ask her about something important. We've been in some... When we heard that the Academia had lost something that might be...
In that case, you're... A short while ago, the Academia lost a knowledge capsule in the desert. It's supposedly a divine knowledge
Да ладно.
Wow, there's really such a thing as that? Hey, if we find it, do you think we...
I highly doubt it has any mystical properties, but it does indeed exist.
So, where exactly?
That's what we need to find out next.
Тоже есть,
I
нахуя?
won't deny that. I am investigating because I'm curious as to what the divine... As you know, the Eremites in Port Ormos also have their eyes on it. It is an extreme... Several brigades have been vying for ownership of it as of late. My personal finances and connections cannot compete with those of the Eremites. I agreed to forego ownership of the Divine Knowledge Capsule in exchange for the opportunity to study it. However, there are those who are less amenable to...
They adamantly believe that the Divine Knowledge Capsule contains King Deshret's power,
and that he will return.
So you kept hounding them because they refused to...
Yes. Ain al-Ahmar isn't exactly wealthy, but its members are determined to get that capsule by any means necessary. So, I've been sabotaging their business to force them into the Divine Knowledge capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. To ensure the capsule's security and to evade the Matra's notice, the winning brigade will not publicly unless I know whose hands the Divine Knowledge cap. Dory is the most reliable source of information, but that avenue was
In other words, you wanted us to befriend Dory?
Yes, you can say that. But the day after tomorrow, go back to Dory and try to purchase information on the Divine Knowledge. If I get the opportunity to study the Divine Knowledge capsule, I will relay my findings to you. Will that suffice as compensation?
Разумно.
Okay, then we'll...
Al-Haytham, before you go, we actually...
You two want to try using and doing so right under the Academia's nose is a bit problematic, though. What do you...
Пойдем. То бишь, все-таки я эту хуйню смогу использовать, да? 52 минуты, заканчивать надо. Я все сижу себе, сижу. Не, конечно, прикольно, да? Если вот эти все механики нереально будут накапливаться, и потом, когда у нас будет 7 архонтов, 7 регионов, все такие, ну чё, еще пара механик нам не повредит. Кстати, рыба.
Alright, this place works. Sword fighting techniques 8. Huh. A combat class knowledge capsule. This
Really? Aw, yeah, what a great buy!
If you want to determine the efficacy of this capsule, I can evaluate your combat ability. We can conduct a controlled experiment where you fight 2 battles. One before you. While you fight, we can use an Akasha terminal to. There may be variances in your physical strength between the 2 tests, as well as a disparity in your opponent's ability.
Wow! Al-Haytham! You must be one of those guys at the Academia who got top grades on... Paimon's curious about something, though. You definitely weren't one of those students who needed canned knowledge to graduate from the Academia, right?
When you are unable to understand a researcher's actions, most cases can be attributed to curiosity. All right, let's begin the test.
Ну давай. А с кем? А.
Right here. Emerge.
Propagate.
Чё подкрепление?
Germinate.
All right. I'll link your Akasha terminal to... The next step is to use... Hold it in your hand. I'll help...
Активируйте из инвентаря. Использовать. Она пропала. Ну, в принципе, понятно, но непонятно.
All right. Time for round 2. Fight with the same composure.
Дом законсервированного кого, блин?
Right here. Emerge.
Time for retribution.
Now, I'll start recording. Well, the knowledge capsule you purchased did improve his combat capability.
Wait, how much?
Блять, если ты силен, хули.
Of course, this could be because he is so powerful that the capsule's contents were unable to produce a substantial increase. At the very least, this test allowed me to gain more insight into you two. Our deep... I'm heading back to Rakela Funduk. I await your response in 2 days' time.
Ладно, ребятки, пока что мы это... Пока что мы заканчиваем. В следующей серии мы идем торговаться с Дори, я так понимаю. На этом все. Всем удачи, всем пока и до новых встреч. Пока-пока.